everybody, and welcome once again to another episode of Bill Has Opinions, the drinking show with a Gen X problem. I am Laura Lavoie, and I'm joined, of course, by Bill Perkins, who has opinions.
Hi there.
Hi, welcome.
Yeah.
Look, you got a text right at that moment.
Yeah.
Somebody else is like, "Hey, welcome."
Yeah, I think it's probably a targeted ad of some sort. Some crap like that. Something I didn't turn off, like some app that I forgot to tell to disable notifications. It's honestly
not anywhere near as exciting as
no. It wasn't really a text. It wasn't anybody. It's just like, hey, look at this thing. It's on sale. Hey, speaking of, it's Prime Day today. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Well, now you do. If you were interested in spending more money and being part of the capitalist system, today's your day to really get into it.
I saw people talking about Prime Day today, and it didn't even occur to me what that meant. I'm like, what is?
You thought it was like Pi Day, and it was like today's a prime number.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the prime numbers. Also, I'd like to point out, you all can't see this, but we are filmed in front of a live studio audience. My cat is just loafed on the couch, happily listening to the show.
Well, I don't know. Is she listening to us? I guess she is.
Oh, she seems to be paying attention.
Okay.
She's paying attention to something.
Say so.
I mean, she's a cat.
Yeah. It looks like disinterest to me. But
she seems, but she's here. She didn't go hide or anything.
There's that. So there's I guess that's lower on the level of aloofness for a cat.
I love my cat. Anyway, how are you doing today, Bill?
I'm doing pretty good. It's let's see. I'm trying to think if anything exciting happened last week. Really, I mean, yesterday was what was the solstice?
Okay. So here's the question, right? The solstice moves.
It scoots around.
Because it's at a specific time.
Sorry, was it on?
It was technically yesterday, but like at 11:54 p.m.
Like last night?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so then I didn't really notice it because I was probably already in bed.
Yes.
And then at the same time, it was also Father's Day.
It was.
And we also had a birthday party for my granddaughter. So, so it was an eventful weekend, I guess. A lot of things were going on. There was a convergence, if you will, of things.
A celestial convergence.
A celestial convergence around the solstice. And as we discussed off the air last week, my granddaughter's, she's got two middle names. One of her middle names is Summer because she was born on the solstice that year. Right. So there you go.
But the solstice does change, and I mean, this is a summer show, so it goes from anywhere from the 19th to the 22nd, just depending on the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. It's fine.
Because technically, the solstice is a specific point in time. Like it's an actual minute.
It's that second when you can stand an egg on its end. Is that right?
Is that
those real?
Well, yes, but those are the equinoxes.
Those are equinoxes.
Yes,
okay.
It is real because I did that once in high school. I learned that was a thing, and I did it. And I balanced the egg, and I was so proud of myself. And then my freaking brother walked into the kitchen and said, "What's that?" and knocked it over. I was so mad. So mad. I'm still mad to this day.
I'll tell you a funny story. Speaking of that sounds very similar to something. This is the only reason I'm segueing into this. Hit the graphic.
Oh, yeah, okay, hold on. Oh, Jesus. It's harder when I'm not just sitting in front of my computer like that. Here we go. That didn't take long.
No, we got that out of the way, right?
Right.
Hey, so I'm in high school, and we had this project in art class it was like study an artist and then do some art in the style of that artist. And while this wasn't really my style of art, I think I had the idea and I worked backwards is what I did. So I picked a conceptual artist for the reason that I had this concept art that I really wanted to do. And what it was I brought an egg into class and I set it on this pedestal and I put a mallet right beside it. And I just fucking left it there. And this is funny. I come into class the next day during my period for art, and my teacher goes, "Bill, I'm so sorry. Somebody smashed that egg with the hammer." And I was like, and she's like, "So I cleaned it up." And I was like, "You cleaned it up?" I mean, that was the whole fucking point. It was about it was a point. It was a concept about human nature. That if you were given an egg and a fucking hammer sitting there beside each other, that some jack off would come in and hit it. Like I knew that was the whole point of the thing. Like this is how people operate.
Right. So what you really wanted is, in the end, the hammer and a broken egg.
That's what I was going for. Like I at least wanted to be able to document that. Look, see, I I told you so, but she'd already cleaned the shit up by the time I got back. So then I was like, so I couldn't even document the way the thing went. But anyway, that's my off track.
Also, speaking of do art in the form of a different artist, I once did a project where I wrote a nursery rhyme in the style of Edgar Allan Poe.
Huh.
And I went with Jack and Jill.
And you made it very dark?
Oh, it's very dark. Yes, they died.
Well, yeah. I mean, they fall down the hill.
Right, exactly. Right, it already is. Edgar Allan Poe.
He breaks his crown.
Completely art. I mean, yes, but in the end,
but you like added details, like there was cranial fluid.
I added a lot of details, but also that Jill also perished on this hill. So.
Well, yeah, then it's like a morality, like she was involved. Well,
nobody should go to the well.
According to Edgar Allan Poe, the most tragic thing is the death of a young woman, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still very proud of it.
Well, you'll have to read it.
I wrote it in high school.
You'll have to bring it in on one of our Halloween episodes. Maybe we'll do like dark poetry or something.
That's an hour-long episode.
We can make anything an hour-long episode once we get libated.
Speaking of beers, what you drinking?
Right now, I just finished a Lake James Lime lager beer from Fonta Flora. Prior to that, gosh, hold on.
Oh wait, you're gonna go get it?
What did I do with the can?
It's in the kitchen. Yeah. Hey, this is what happens when we're live in the same location. Bill just gets up and leaves the set.
It's a thing I can do.
I mean, technically you could get up and leave the set.
I mean, I forgot. Yeah, I could always leave. I mean, I could just turn the computer off. I just didn't remember what brand this was. I went to the bottle shop on Saturday to buy some beers for today's show. This is Town Brewing Company out of, oh Jesus, I don't know.
Is it really tiny?
It's so tiny.
Well, it says Charlotte. Charlotte. It says CLT.NC. So but it's like Clint, North Carolina.
It's like
what is that?
It's like, what is this? A tag for ants? And it's called Mariachi Static, and it was a Mexican style lager with lime. And it was okay.
It was mint.
I didn't hate it. It wasn't the best thing I ever had. It did just taste kind of like you put a lime in them.
Lime in a coconut?
No, in a Mexican lager.
All right, well, fair enough. Which is actually, as far as I know, something you do with a Mexican lager.
You do.
Right?
And so now moving on, I'm drinking another beer by Fonta Flora, and this one's it's actually called a Fonta.
Yeah, you should put that way up close to the camera right there.
Do you see this?
Yeah.
This can is phenomenal, and this beer is also phenomenal. I had some of this a couple weeks ago, and then it was like, you couldn't find it anywhere. And when I went to the bottle shop the other day, I saw a whole rack of them. I was like, oh shit, yeah, we're buying that. I'm
buying that.
Yeah.
So, but last week, and I did not drink them, you brought me some other beers. So I'm drinking them now. So you also brought me a Fanta, but I will drink that later.
Yeah.
Because I have here, let me stick it up here, a Summer Bliss. And since this is our summer episode, thought I would give that a try, and I am almost finished with it, and it's delicious.
You like it?
I like it a lot.
It's a mango wheat for the players at home, and it's available. This is from New Belgium.
New Belgium, yes.
Out of Fort Collins, Colorado, but also out of Asheville, North Carolina. And you can only buy this one in a mixed 12-pack, which is the next one she's going to talk about.
Yeah, so this one also came in the mixed 12-pack, Heavy Melon, which Bill, as we have discussed in previous episodes, Bill does not like melon. So he brought me all the Heavy Melon.
Yeah, I was like, here, you can have this.
And then to top off after that, I figured I'd just double down on the melon, and I've got a Heller High Watermelon right there from 21st Amendment. So.
Oh, sorry, I just wanted to speak, aside from the can of Fonta. Fonta is called a Paloma-style ale.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither. I guess it's something they have in Spain. I don't know, but it has grapefruit in it, and it's pretty tangy.
Oh, so it's like a Paloma. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know.
It's a drink. It's a like wine and beverage type drink.
But with grapefruit or
I
something.
think so.
It's it reminds me. Speaking of wine, it reminds me a little bit of Vino Verde. It's got that kind of very tangy kind of thing, light, crisp sort of thing going. So
Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
It's like that. It's a very good beer. You probably can't get it where you live unless you live in Asheville.
Or Morganton, North Carolina.
Maybe Charlotte. Maybe as far as Charlotte, you could buy this.
I mean, in the central Morganton area with a few, branches out. And if you don't know where Morganton is, well, you probably can't get this beer.
That's the answer.
That's
But if you do know where that is, it's worth having, and you should try it.
All right, and I also want to mention, I want to remind our viewers, I know we moved times. I want to remind our viewer that
that's the other viewers didn't remember when we moved.
I tried to remind people, but do comment. Definitely drop some comments in the comment section, and we will maybe talk about you on the air. All
good things.
Yeah, of course. I did realize we technically lost a viewer because Matt, my beloved partner, is actually sitting in the room across from us, so he's not logged in to watch the show.
He has no reason to watch us
that would be silly, right?
Yeah, it seems like it would be kind of like a roundabout. I mean,
He's literally sitting right there.
Okay,
right there.
So I thought you would be lost if you were like somebody who was just put out with us.
Or like somebody died.
Like they were like,
no.
I've had it with this. I thought you got like an email that says, I've had it with this shit. Your show, it's gone too far.
Your show sucks. We don't want to watch you anymore. Oh my god!
And I was like trying to figure out, well, who? Okay.
We are already. Wait, I have to say, we are already 12 minutes into the show. We haven't even gotten to the monologue yet.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a show about a subject that we need to talk about.
I mean, we'll get to it eventually.
Well, all right, let's get to it now. Unless you have another very important point.
I don't.
All right, well, tell me about summertime. That's what we're talking about today.
Well, my earliest memory of summertime. Summertime. So I was reading a meme recently that said the only reason we really like summer is because for the formative years of our life, it was like our vacation.
Right,
and so we've attached a fondness to it because we had no responsibilities, but the season itself sucks ass.
I will not argue that.
And I mean, especially, although increasingly, no matter where you live, but I would say especially if you live in the Southeast, it's hot and it's humid, and it's just overbearing. I mean, what it was 99 degrees when I got in the car to drive here this afternoon, and I got here to Asheville, which by the way Asheville is what is it, 2,000 feet? It's
elevation.
Yeah. Okay, so I drove 2,000 feet up from 99 degrees, and you know what it was here? It was 90 degrees. Woo! So
right. So fun fact: having lived in Atlanta both for 10 years previously. And for the last 3 years, Atlanta is always 10 degrees hotter than Asheville. And I do not miss that.
Yeah.
I do not miss that at all.
And the only place worse than that is probably Columbia, South Carolina, which is, they basically paved a swamp with concrete. And then they sit around all summer and go, God, why is it so hot and humid here? And it's like, because you paved the fucking swamp. Like,
you want to know why it's hot? It's literally
same thing with DC. You ever go to DC in the summer? Same shit, because they paved a swamp. They're like, let's put some concrete here to reflect the heat in the middle of this swamp. That'll be fun, right? And
right.
So there are a lot of places in the South that are like that. Just,
Yes.
Anyway,
yes.
So summer. I mean, okay, yeah. Are there some activities I enjoy? Sure. I mean, there's some things you can do in the summer that you can't do the rest of the year, and that's great. But overall, I give it a C-.
Also, really quick, I have to say, I have had this beer before, but I forgot. It literally tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. There's no in the middle.
There's no subtlety about it.
Not at all.
See, that's why I couldn't enjoy it, because I think I've had one watermelon sour where I was like, this is okay because it's not overbearingly watermelon, it's just sour. But that one, I was like, no, it tastes like watermelon. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, you actually get. I mean, it does taste like a Jolly Rancher, but you also like the aroma of it is like you just sliced a watermelon open. I know you wouldn't like it.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it, sir. No, sir.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
So No, I
I can smell it from here.
mean, I realize there are only 4 seasons to choose from, so having a favorite season and a
Yeah.
least favorite season is kind of weird. But I will say summer is probably my least favorite season
I'm trying to think.
if I'm ranking them.
Probably, yeah, I'd say probably last.
Right? So like
Probably fall, winter.
fall, spring. Well, fall, spring and winter are probably about the same for me, and then summer.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Like summer's last. I mean, so and we'll, as you see from our joke at the bottom of the screen here, SPF 50, we're both fair of complexion, and so that's one of my pitfalls of summer.
Mine too. I went out to this weekend and did yard work, and I like planted
Catch a little
flowers.
burn, did
Oh
you?
my god! Well, actually, I didn't as bad because I did lather myself with SPF 100.
Is that even a thing? I mean, what's a flannel shirt's like SPF 75, isn't it?
Yes. Also, Matt is doing something really weird, and I'm worried that it's gonna interrupt the show.
It's
But
gonna be great.
uh-oh, what is it gonna be? Are you gonna actually interrupt the show? You're not allowed to be a part of the show, you know. It's probably too late for
It's
that.
not me. It's all about you.
Is it all about me? What is all about? But our viewers can't see this at all. Interrupt the show.
It's gonna be great.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be You're not allowed to be a.
I didn't know there would be some.
Well, you gotta mute the TV if there's gonna be.
Yeah. And apparently there's a delay, so in case we say a swear word or something.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of. I would find that fun to watch ourselves 3 times while we're producing a show.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles, we'll do it one day.
Very.
But we'll
fun.
turn the sound down.
Yeah. Next time. Mute the TV. Next time we mute the TV. That's what we do.
That's what we'll do.
Anyway, yes, no summer because it's so yeah. I didn't get summer, but I did wear SPF 100, which is my only option. But you know what? I was planting flowers in the front yard because our front yard looks very sad because we haven't lived here for 3 years.
Yeah.
And so I was doing a lot of so I get why squats is an actual exercise.
Oh yeah, because the next day you were like, "What the hell did I do?"
No, still today, like I did it on Saturday, and still today, my whole bottom half hurts.
Yeah.
I do not like it. I do
That
not
happens
like.
every time I garden. Also.
Yeah, I don't like physical exercise.
Because I don't tend to kneel in the garden because I don't want to get my knees dirty. So I just squat, and then
Right?
later on, yeah, like the next day or the day after that, you're like, "Oh, I
Yeah,
don't know
no.
what I did,"
I actually did. I had like one of those outdoor blanket things, so I was gonna kneel. But then when I knelt, I'm also old, so like my knees, I'm like, ow,
Ow!
that hurts. Like that hurts.
Get up
worse
off
than-
of me!
So I just instead really quick planted some flowers, just boop boop boop, and then I squatted the whole time. So it was very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the only redeem. Well, sorry, there's 2 redeem. So I'll say this: I do like going to the beach. Because you, that's one of the things I was saying. There's a couple things you can only do during the summer. You can't go to the beach, really. I mean, you go to the beach in the spring and the fall. You can go. I guess the fall is better because the water's still like it takes like, and by fall I mean like late September, early October. You can still go to the beach
Right.
down here. I don't know what the hell you can go.
I mean, I went to the beach in December last year.
Did you go in the water though?
Oh no.
Okay.
But I will say I rarely go in the water.
Well,
even in the
same
summer.
because sharks will eat your fucking ass. Like, but if you're gonna go in water, I don't whether it's a beach or a lake or anything. Like summertime is really the time to do it, right? Like
Sure.
yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so there's that.
Because even the Great Lakes, right, where I grew up,
Oh yeah, those things are cold as shit.
like even in the summertime, sometimes Lake Michigan is cold.
Oh yeah. Like you probably can't go into Lake Michigan until like September. Like it probably needs that whole summer to
You
warm
get
up,
about
right?
a week of
like the first week of September, it's like that's as good as it's gonna get, people.
right, and yeah, good luck with Lake Superior. You're never getting in that
Oh
one,
no,
or
I
else
wouldn't
you
get
will,
in that.
you
Like
will literally freeze and die.
oh man, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
I knew a guy named Edmund who he went swimming in Lake Superior.
Yeah, get you goody.
Yeah, well,
That's
as some people call it Get You Gummy, and some people call it Superior, but just like the people who call it maize versus corn.
Well,
Yeah.
that is precisely that. Also, but Edmund was also a ship,
Oh, that's right.
not so much a
It wasn't a
person.
guy. That's right. He was, but anyway.
I knew a ship.
But he got he got frostbite or something. Right?
And yeah, the lake does not give up its
It
dead.
does not.
That's what I know.
It's choppy too. It's like a choppy.
Oh yeah, no, they're freshwater oceans.
Yeah, they're big. It's funny because in the South, like if you go see the Great Lakes and you're from somewhere else, if you think you know what a fucking lake is, and even a big lake, like in Georgia, like Lake Lanier, or in South Carolina, like Lake Moultrie or Lake Marion or one of them things, Lake Murray. They got a bunch of big lakes in South Carolina, but they're not. They're just TVA projects where they dammed up a river and it got mildly large, but yeah, you can drown in them, but you can see the other side also.
Right.
That's the difference. That right there. Can you see the other side of it? Because you can't do that with the Great Lakes. You probably can't do that. I don't think you can do that with Tahoe or Great Salt Lake either, right? Probably those are big enough.
Yeah, I think those are big enough.
Yeah, and you can't see across them either.
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, just to put some perspective on it, folks. But anyway, swimming. That's one of the things you can do in the summertime that you can't really do. Also, well, a lot of water things. Like you wouldn't really run around in the fucking front yard with the hose sprinkler on.
Yeah.
Any other time of the year.
Which is probably not something I've done since I was maybe 10.
Well, maybe you should. You might like it.
Maybe we should do that. No, actually, I was just lamenting. So here's something I was lamenting about summer, because summer brings yard work, which is one of the reasons I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And so in the first house that we bought together, which was up in Michigan, I distinctly remember we actually watered our lawn like real adult people, and with those the sprinkler that
That's
went
what I'm
that.
talking about, jumping around. You put that thing on and you go out there in your bathing suit, you run and you jump over it.
But here's my question: I don't remember how I did that, because what I was lamenting about this weekend is that the spigot on our house is in the back of the house. How did I get, where was the spigot on the house in my old house in Michigan that I could put a sprinkler in the front yard?
You don't recall where your spigot was?
I don't. And if it was in the back of the house, I would have had to have an enormous hose.
That's true. It's funny. I was talking to my, this is related but unrelated. I was talking to my mother-in-law the other day, and she bought this nice new hose that came with its own reel, it rolls up, And I was like, how much was that? And she's like, oh, I don't know, it was like $50. And I was like, I doubt that very seriously. And she had to go back to the house and she looked it up, what she paid for it. It was like $130.
Oh,
I was like, that sounds more realistic to me. Because even a nice ass, thick hose that isn't like a cheap dollar store hose will cost your ass $50.
Right.
If it came on its own self-retracting reel, I was like, man, there's no fucking way I was like, if she got back to me and was like, that thing was $60, I would have been driving home to order it in the next minute. I was like, that's so good, I'm getting that thing, but no, it turns out it was.
You could get one on Prime Day.
You might. And it is Prime Day, so look into that, folks, and tell me what you can.
Check out some fancy hoses on the internet.
Yeah.
Let us know what you find. All right. So we should probably, because we've just it's habit now. We should probably pick somebody, right?
Yeah.
So I just kind of spun the wheel randomly.
Yeah, do it.
So
look at that.
we got Bell Labs. I believe they make outdoor decorative items.
Well, they do. They make. He does have some planters that would look really good on your front patio or your sunroom or anything like that. They're very mid-century looking planters. You're in the mid-century stuff.
In case people hadn't noticed from the actual
from the
decor of where we're sitting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, really good stuff there. So look him up, and he's this is actually a buddy from art school, which I think I mentioned. Art school at some point,
we've mentioned
something.
art school a few times.
All right, well there you go. This is my buddy Matt from art school, it's a side project he's doing, and support him. Yeah,
do that. We encourage you to do that, and if you do, let him know that we sent you.
Yeah, do that, and then maybe that'll lead to something.
We don't know what that would be, but sure.
Maybe he'll just appreciate it. He'll be like, hey, thanks, guy, or whatever.
That is the thing. Also, I learned in the middle of this broadcast that when you accidentally click out of StreamYard and you're the producer, Luckily, it keeps going.
Oh, nice.
Because I completely clicked out of it, and then, but I could get back in without interrupting the stream.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You learn something every day, I suppose.
And-
Well, sorry. If ideally you learn something every day. I'm sure there are people who never learn anything every day, and that must be a sad existence. But I'm sure that they're, as they say, ignorance is bliss. So I'm sure they're unaware that they're not learning anything every day, and they're fine with it.
Do you need another beer?
Nah, needs a funny word. I think I'll be all right.
All right, just checking, because we actually have somebody that could go get you another beer.
Yeah, I'm good.
Or also, you could get up and just walk.
It's true, I could, but I've had 3, and I'll probably have another one later after the show. So, this is probably good.
That's fair. Also, a reminder to our studio audience: at some point, you need to make the pizza.
That's also, and also a reminder to our studio audience. In addition to us drinking beer, we're funnier if you drink more beers.
That is
So
also
there's
true.
that.
Not even just our studio audience, our viewers, but which we have.
Oh, that's what I meant. I didn't mean our studio audience. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. Go cook the pizza.
I do not know if the cat is drinking beer, but
She looks like she's not drinking beer.
she's
And
not. Now she's sleeping. So apparently we're.
I told you she was disinterested.
Well-
You tried to make it out like she cared, but I was like,
All right. So what I will point out though, because she's a cat, the fact that she's still sitting there while we're jabbering away,
that's, I guess, a plus.
it's a plus. Otherwise,
All right.
like most cats would go hide under a bed.
So we need to get back into this whole
So,
summer
okay,
thing,
yeah,
right?
we lost track of a while. All right, so the next on my agenda
Okay.
is favorite things about summer. So what do you like about summer?
I like daylight savings time. A lot of people bellyache about that, but I actually like it because I work for a fucking living, and like I like getting home and there's still a couple days of time to do something after I get home from work. So that's always been a pleasant thing. That's probably number one, daylight savings time. I remember when I was a kid.
Which we learned was daylight saving time.
Oh,
There's no S on
whatever. All right.
it.
When I was a kid, I remember one time my mom came, it was like, early June, like we just got out of school a week or two. And my mom was like, hey, it's time for bed. And I looked at her, I was like, what kind of crap are you trying to pull? Like, it is 6 o'clock out there. Look at the sun. Like, there's no way I'm going to bed right now.
Right? No, I have very distinct memories of being a little kid and being told to put on my pajamas and go to bed and it was still light out. And I'm
You're
like,
like,
what the fuck is wrong
Nah,
with you?
I don't know what you're trying to pull, but I'm not doing that.
There's no way.
Like, we go to bed after it's dark out. That's the way that works.
That's totally how that works. Also, I would argue in the summer, no matter what your age is, right? It starts getting dark out at 9 o'clock, no matter what, right? 'Cause
Sure.
unless you live in like Scandinavia or Iceland or Alaska, it's gonna get dark out around about 9-ish,
Yeah.
depending on where you are. And so, growing up, like it's summertime. I don't care what age I am. I can stay up until 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like it won't hurt me.
Right. Oh,
9:30.
another thing is why you want to stay up until dark in the summertime. That's when the fireflies come out.
Oh yeah.
And catching fireflies is another good thing about summertime.
Fireflies is one of my favorite things about summertime.
There you go.
I don't
So
catch them, but I like
but you like to see them.
Yeah, I like to
you
watch.
caught them when you were a kid. Now you're like,
I didn't.
now you can just like, I can look at them without having to molest them.
Fun fact, where I grew up, no fireflies.
Really?
And not that I remember.
Huh.
Yeah. There were am I hearing there were fireflies? There were no fireflies in my neighborhood. They did not live
Or
there.
maybe you just did you have classes yet? Maybe you just didn't see them.
I don't know where fireflies were. Fireflies did not live in Sterling Heights, Michigan. That's what I'm telling you.
That's a weird, that's a terrible neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like they were just like, nah, we're not gonna live over on that side of town.
No, but what we did have, and you saw photographic evidence of this week when a friend in Michigan posted
Oh, the
it.
fish flies.
The fish flies.
Right, which is apparently Michigan's version of cicadas, right? Like,
Yeah, but this year they also have brood eggs.
They have-
so they have
oh,
cicadas.
They got those too. It's funny because everybody's been, all the people in my timeline that I have a lot of friends in the Mid-Atlantic region, and they've been posting about brood eggs, and I've been like, I finally was like, what the hell's going on with this shit? Like everybody keeps complaining about like how loud they are and all this crap, and I haven't seen the first cicada this year really. I finally heard my first cicada yesterday in my house. It's not brood eggs, I promise you. It's just one of those like random, like the regular, because there's yearly cicadas, right?
Yeah,
Like,
because our mountain usually has some cicadas.
yeah, you got like a handful, and it wasn't like overbearingly like, oh my god, the cicadas. It was just like one out there in the tree going. And I'll tell you something funny. I've actually got these wasps that are called cicada killers.
Yeah.
You ever seen those?
Oh
guys?
yeah,
They're like this big.
yeah.
And those things are awesome to watch, and that's the reason I probably don't have a whole lot of cicadas in my yard, is because I do have cicada killers in my yard, which I've seen 2 or 3 years now. Actually, like last summer, I remember I drove up, in the evening, and I saw this thing moving up the tree. I thought it was a cicada crawling up the tree, and then I looked at it long enough to realize it was a dead cicada that was being pulled up the tree by a cicada killer. And I was like, well, that's interesting, and that's cool. They're great because they actually won't. I mean, even though they're large wasps, but like the size of a hornet, they don't really bother people. Like unless you molested them or something, they wouldn't sting you. They're not interested in you. But yeah, they would. Like I have tons of them around my house, so yeah, bugs in general actually like Luna moths and I got all kinds of big moths and stuff in my house. So I love big moths in the summertime and butterflies. Anybody who follows me on Instagram, if you don't, feel free to look me up.
It's literally just plants and bugs.
It's just plants and bugs.
That's all it is.
That's all I ever post, really. I mean, Dragon Con, I'll post a couple of cosplay pictures, but other than that, the rest of once in a blue moon, there's a sandwich. That's literally it. It's like plants and bugs, once in a while a costume, once in a while a sandwich.
It's a perfect brand. You're consistent, right? It's a perfect brand.
Yeah.
So, so bugs, my single favorite summertime bug, which I only experienced once I moved to Asheville, and I only experienced up in the mountains where our tiny house is.
Okay.
Like they aren't down here, is good news bees.
Oh, the good news bee. Yeah.
I love good news bees.
I got some good news the other day from one of those.
Yay! They're so cute. So for people who don't know, because it is a very specific region where good news bees live, they're actually, the real name of them is yellow jacket hoverflies, and they're not bees at all. They're a fly.
Nor are they a yellow jacket.
Nor are they yellow jackets. They're a fly that has like what's the thing called when a natural they have a
mimicry.
Mimicry, yes. So when they try to mimic something else to stop predators from eating them, right? So it's this really big fly that has like the yellow jacket pattern on it. And they're so cool. They're usually solitary, so you don't normally see more than one at a time.
Right.
And they will literally just come up and like hover at you, and they're really loud when they do. There's buzz, 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 buzz. And sometimes they'll land on you, and they're perfectly harmless. They don't cause any problems. They're so cute. And sometimes they just hover, and sometimes they land. And
they'll just follow you around. Like I was at the garden the other day, and there was one just following me around, and I looked at it, and I was like, oh, hey, that's one of them good news bees,
I love them so much. I once thought, so you know how you have butterfly gardens, like zoos and the
I'm working on one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So the butterfly gardens, you get the caterpillars and you make butterflies out of them, right? You breed them.
Well, I don't make the butterflies out of them. They do their own thing.
Nature does, but yes, they do a thing where they become butterflies, and you nurture that.
Yeah.
You kind of cultivate that, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it would be super fun to have a good news bee farm or like a good news bee house, like a butterfly house.
Mm-hmm.
Except what occurred to me was that good news bees they're flies. So to breed a good news bee, you're just gonna have a shit ton of maggots.
Right.
So it really is.
And what did you actually find out what they're into? Like, no, you didn't get that
I never
far.
got that far.
You realized, oh yeah, good news bee larvae will be maggots, and that's terrible. So
that is as far as I got. That is literally where I
they're called bad news maggots before they become adults.
But they're so terribly adorable. I mean, they're so cute. They come up, like at our tiny house, they'll come up to the window.
Yeah.
They'll just be like hovering at the window looking at me, and I'm like, hi. And then they buzz away, and then you go outside and they come over and they just hover at you. Sometimes they land, sometimes on you, sometimes on other things.
Yeah.
I love them. I think they're so good.
No, they're pretty cute. They're all kind of cute. And I mean, I'm not one of those people who like just, I want to see a bee anyway. I don't really do that with anything except like probably mosquitoes and ticks are the only two things I really like to swat at,
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about summer.
Ticks.
Lord.
Ticks are awful. Oh my God. I saw, my house is in the forest, right? I'm in the middle of a rainforest actually, so it's hot and humid all summer. More humid than hot, honestly. It stays around 70 something, but it's humid as fuck. And then also yesterday I was actually in the bathroom and I looked over at the window and I see something crawling down my windowsill, and it was actually a fucking tick in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I grabbed it with some toilet paper and well, goodbye, tick.
Well,
So he
I,
now lives in the septic tank, and
That's
he's fine.
that seems fine. I remember one time a couple summers ago when we were actually staying at our tiny house for the summer, and we came down when you were still living up here in Asheville.
Mhm.
We came down and we were staying with you for like a weekend or a night or something.
Yeah.
And I remember you looked at, I was standing in your kitchen, you're like, you got something on your ear? Just a little, I think that's
Yeah.
a tick. I'm like, motherfucker, I got a fucking tick on my ear. Also the stupidest tick in the world because it made it all the way up to my face. And then it's like, I'm gonna go in the earlobe where there's like, because it was in like my earring hole.
Oh yeah.
So it had like not managed to be very smart because it was like trying to burrow in
Yeah.
where it could not. I did. I eliminated that, flushed it down that toilet.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Oh, I hate
mean,
ticks.
you know, because they give me just even after you pick up, then like this is the worst thing about ticks. So you find the one tick that got on you,
Mm-hmm.
but then the rest of the night
Mm-hmm.
you've got these phantom ticks all over.
The rest of the night you're like, where are they?
like,
You're checking behind you.
like, I know, like odds wise, if you found the tick, you're probably tick free.
Right?
But by God, like the rest of the evening, every time a single hair on your body
Yes.
wiggles,
Yes.
you're like, yeah.
That summer we lived in our tiny house for a summer. Like every day I would, I'd tick check constantly. And then like I'd be because I worked in a co-working space,
Yeah.
right? So I'd be sitting there at my desk and I'd just be going like this all day long. I'm just looking for them. I'm like, where are the ticks? Where are they? I don't know.
You know they're there.
Like I was convinced they were. And so yeah, every part of your body at that point. And for me that summer, it was 2 months of constant
yeah.
they're on me somewhere.
So the other pitfalls of summer, the poison ivy.
Oh Lord, poison ivy, do not even get me started.
It's funny, you actually posted a happy solstice picture,
Mhm.
and I noticed in the background, I was like, boy, there's a lot of poison ivy in that picture.
Yes, I've always said that. So up on our land where we have our tiny house, I also built a little shrine to Persephone. So there's a statue, and I also talked about this artist. It's from an artist, Ian Ellie, that he did work for Frank Lloyd Wright, and it's one of his sculptures that I have to represent Persephone. So it's in this little glade, and it's by some rocks, and I took that picture in the summer many years ago. And every time I look at it, I'm like, look at all the poison ivy. But it's off the path.
Yeah,
like you can't get to that poison ivy.
Sure, yeah.
But
No,
every time
I just saw it because I've got like this, yeah, and I've been like, that's the thing I've been doing this year is like walking around the edge of my property and pulling up, like when I see it, I put on welding gloves.
Oh yeah.
I've got these gloves that come like they're gauntlets, like you could do falconry with these things, and I put those on because I'm not terribly allergic to poison ivy, but it's just discomfortable. Like I mean, I only get like a mild breakout, but it's like it's like a mosquito bite that itches for the rest of the week is what it's like for me. But that's unpleasant enough. Like I don't want to deal with it, so I just always put on these welding gloves and I walk around and I pull up the poison ivy. And the reason I put on the welding gloves is because if you put on short gloves to pull up poison ivy,
Yeah.
then inevitably the plant like kicks back and hits you in the arm.
Every time, yes.
And so I'm just like, no. Like, this is what I do. I put on the welding gloves, I pull up the poison ivy, and I've got it mostly, like, you have to walk. And poison ivy's funny because it doesn't like deep woods either. It likes the
edges.
It's like, yeah, it likes partial sunlight. Is if you're a gardener, you go to the Lowe's and you look at the plants.
Yes, but don't plant poison ivy.
Yes, don't plant poison. They won't sell you poison ivy at Lowe's. I would hope. If there was poison ivy at Lowe's, they wouldn't have watered it and it'd be withering and they'd have it over in the clearance section. It'd be like 50 cents for this poison ivy because it's like almost dead.
But really good for like pissing off your enemies.
It is that, and I will say but it thrives well at the edge of a shady area. Like I said, it doesn't like full shade, it doesn't like full sunlight, but right at the edge of the woods, boy, it goes ape shit. So I walk around the edge of my property. I've got one little spot that's sunny. Most of my property is just woods, like just deep woods. But one little area I've got it gets sunlight for 6 hours a day, and the poison ivy tries to grow at the edges of that. And I have to walk around every couple of weeks and pull it up. And other than that,
Yeah.
that's my one spot where I have the plants where the butterflies go.
Well, they also really so where there is poison ivy, there is jewelweed.
Usually, not always, but
Many
yes,
times.
but sometimes if it's in a ditch, absolutely.
Yes. Well, we have jewelweed and we have poison ivy, but they're separate. Like the jewelweed is all around like the ditch where a spring is.
Yeah.
And then
I was like,
poison ivy-
jewelweed usually likes a little more water than the poison ivy needs.
Yes.
You know, like so, like the part of my yard where the poison ivy grows, I have no jewelweed. And you know, but jewelweed is a natural. The reason she brings this up is jewelweed's a natural poison ivy ointment, kind of. If you get poison ivy, you may pick the jewelweed and crush it up and rub it on your poison ivy.
You're probably good, although that's never worked for me because I am so fucking allergic to poison ivy. All I have to do is walk past it, like not even touch it. I just walk past it. I have gotten poison ivy rashes before. From petting outdoor animals.
Oh yeah, well you know, but they rubbed up on it.
That is
a problem. Yeah, you have to. That's the reason I try to keep it off my property is because I have an outdoor dog that will go tromping through it and bring it back and rub it on me. It's not so much that I know what it looks like and I'm not going to go run through it, but
once it's on stuff, you can't get it off stuff. Like your dog comes in and it like gets on the couch.
Yeah, and then it's all over every damn thing.
Then it's on the couch.
Yeah.
Like it just is.
So
that's on you.
It behooves me to pick it and keep it out of the yard, which I try to do.
Yes. No, the first time I ever got poison ivy in my entire life, we were living in an apartment when we first moved to Atlanta, and we had neighbors who had an outdoor cat. It was the sweetest cat in the world. And every day I come home from work and she'd rub on my ankles, and she, I'd give her scritches. I didn't know what it was because I wouldn't have made the connection, right?
Right.
So all of a sudden I have this huge rash on my legs, and like my mother-in-law, bless her soul, she thought I had scabies. She was convinced I had scabies because she happened to be down to visit that week, and she's like, "No, I think you got scabies."
If you got something from a cat, I would have assumed it was ringworm, but
right. But no, it was very clear because it was like a pattern, because it was the blisters. So she was convinced I had scabies. So I finally went to the doctor, and they're like, "No, that's very much poison ivy. Here's some ointment."
Yeah.
Because there's really nothing you can do about it once you got it.
No.
It just has to go away.
You just got to get rid of it. That's all there is. This is why I try just to avoid getting it in the first place. And the best way to do that is to keep it out of your damn yard.
Yep.
So, then one of the other pitfalls of summer. Let's see what we got.
I like that all of our summer has been like shit we hate about summer.
Sunburn, ticks, poison ivy, snakes.
Oh.
Actually, I don't hate snakes. I actually like snakes a lot, and I'm not one of those people who will kill a snake because it's in my yard. But it is a thing you have to watch out for. Although, ironically enough, my yard, I will say this, all summer long for the last 3 summers, if I'm fucking around in the yard and I unearth a snake, every snake I see in my yard is a worm snake.
Oh yeah.
They're like this long, and they're about as big around as your middle finger or your little finger.
Yes.
And they're like brown on the top and sort of pink on the bottom. They're very cute. I usually pick them up and look at them and go, hi, and then put them back down. And they slither off, and that's the end of that. I'm aware in this part of North Carolina, we really only have one poisonous snake you really got to worry about, which is the copperhead.
Oh, copperhead. Yes, actually, I meant that.
Yes, I know.
I did mean
there are no cottonmouths here. Those all live south of here.
Yes, there are some in Atlanta.
Sure, yeah.
But yes, copperhead. There are apparently some rattlesnakes.
There's a timber rattler.
Yeah.
But you don't see those as often.
No.
More than likely, if you're going to see a poisonous snake around here, it's going to be a copperhead. But
otherwise, they're nice, friendly.
Most of the snakes here are friendly.
They'll eat pests.
And even the copperheads, honest to God, don't really want to bite you.
No, only if you step on them. I actually once, so again, I had a crash course in Southernisms the first time I moved to Georgia, because we moved, it was June 1st, June 1st, we moved to Georgia that year. And shortly after we moved, we went on there's this bike trail, bike path. It's not even a trail, it's like a paved path called the Silver Comet Trail. And we took our bikes and we would ride sections of it, and then ride back. So we were on the Silver Comet Trail one time. And I'm riding along the path, and Matt decides he wants to go into the woods because he's got a more, woodsy bike.
I got you.
So I'm just riding along the path by myself for a while, and I see a snake. And I'm like, oh, look at the snake. The snake is really cool. There are no poisonous snakes, venomous snakes in Michigan. So I see the snake going across the trail and I'm like, fuck this. I get off my bike, I get out my camera, I'm like, click, 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 click. And then the snake slithers off and I go about my business. It wasn't until after, when I looked at the pictures, and this was in the day when I actually literally had to have pictures developed.
Yeah.
The pictures, it was a copperhead.
Yeah.
And I chased this copperhead to get pictures of it, and it was like, ah, God.
Yeah.
It did not want to bite me. I mean, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no
But he
clue.
never like coiled up and reared like he was about to do a thing.
Like a cobra? No.
Well, I mean, that's the only time you really got to worry about him is when they start
Yeah.
like getting like.
No, he was just trying to get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, as long as they're getting away from you. That's the thing. I'm not gonna kill them as long as they're getting away from me.
Right.
Like if they rear up and they're, that's when you got to worry about them. And even then, I just stay the hell out of their.
Yeah, then run.
I just stay out of range. That's
Go the other way.
the main thing you got to do is stay out of range. You know what I'm saying? Like, the worst thing about them. And here's the thing I'll do is. The worst thing you got to worry about with copperheads is in the spring when you're actually raking the leaves up in the fall. The baby ones sometimes are in the piles of leaves. That's mostly when people get bit.
Yes.
So just my thing is I try to get the leaves up earlier in the year, so like when they're less active, and then you don't have to worry about them the rest of the year. But I'm done talking now about what's shitty about summer.
All right, yeah, because we only have very
I want to
limited
move
time
on to
left.
what's good.
So I have on the list summer holidays, and I suppose we should.
Summer holidays are good.
We won't be doing a show for on 4th of July on the 5th of July because that's probably the holiday most people are taking.
Okay.
So I think we should talk fireworks and 4th of July.
All right. Well, you know what? I will say when I was younger, this is another thing that you had to step past 9 o'clock because you can't do the fireworks until after it gets dark. But I will say this: I'm increasingly sick and damn tired of fireworks. The older I get, you know what happens is we used to I swear I don't think I've been in the last 3 years, but prior to that, every year we used to take the kids. We used to go up here to Lake Louise in Weaverville, and we'd go watch the fireworks there because they put on a big show. I mean, well, we've done both. We've done that one, and we've done the one uptown in Asheville, which I did with you guys one time.
Yes. Yes. Which is literally right down the road from where I live. So.
Either way, it's fun for like the first minute and a half, and then at some point my brain switches and it quits being wowie wow, look at that. It starts being like, oh my god, how much did this shit cost? What a fucking waste of time and money this is. Oh my god, couldn't they have spent this on some better community project that would have benefited something?
I do love that our favorite things about summer became our least favorite things about summer very quickly.
I mean, well, you brought up the fireworks.
I did bring up
I
fireworks.
did not. The fireworks are not my favorite thing, or at least they haven't been in about 5 years. Like I said, I got the fuck over them, and I don't care about them anymore. I understand also, in addition to my just, what the fuck, what a waste of money, because that, to me, it's just an inconvenience and a waste of money. But to other people, veterans or whatever, they cause PTSD.
Animals.
And dogs. Jesus Christ, your dog's going to run away on July 4th because it's the end of the fucking world for dogs. Every year it's like, oh, it's apocalypse night. I guess I'll run away.
Right, and now there's fireworks for everything.
Well, that's the thing. It's not even just like the city. One thing is just the city put it on.
Right.
But it starts at 6 o'clock at night with your random asshole neighbor who's just like, I'm going to pop off some fireworks because I drove down to South Carolina and bought an ass load of them. Shit, I don't think you have to go to South Carolina anymore. You just buy them at Walmart, right?
I have no
And
idea.
I'm fairly certain, are they not still illegal in North Carolina?
I don't have any idea.
Yet, they seem to sell them at every corner store. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that, but
Last year, I will admit, last year we were staying in an Airbnb. Literally, I'm pointing to it right now. Literally across the street from our own house, which was great because we could spend part of the summer with our neighbors, which is one thing we like. And for 4th of July, we had a street party, and we had do-it-yourself fireworks, and we stood out in that street right there in front of us, and blew out the fireworks.
Yeah.
So
my favorite thing about the 4th of July is the song by the punk band X.
Now you don't like the song by Chicago, "Saturday in the Park"?
Oh, that song's okay too. It's my second favorite song about the 4th of July. That's it. 4th of July by X, and then Saturday in the Park. Okay, so other things I like about summer.
I was gonna say rapid fire. What else do you like about summer?
I like homemade ice cream. That's a good thing. You don't do that except in the summertime.
I have actually never eaten homemade ice cream.
You never know.
I was supposed to. We went to a camping trip once where a friend was going to make homemade ice cream, but our ice cream machine broke, so we never got it.
Okay, so that's the thing. Let's put that on our. We
I'm
need to
gonna
do
have
that
to
sometime
do
this year.
Yes.
Okay, homemade ice cream. That's a positive thing about summer. Peaches. I fucking love peaches.
Ooh.
And the only time peaches are good is when peaches are fresh and local.
Speaking
And when are
of,
peaches fresh and local?
right now.
Yes.
By the way, we have 3 peaches in the fridge if you want them.
Oh shit, I'll eat your peaches. Yes, I will do that.
Because there are millions of peaches.
Yes.
Peaches for me.
Yes.
Millions
But
of
they don't
peaches.
But contrary to the song, they don't come in a can.
Well, they do come in a can, just not the good
Yeah,
ones.
not the good ones. No, the good peaches come from a tree.
But they were indeed put there by a man. That's.
I mean, well, the man put the tree in the field. The peach tree did the thing. They were put there by a bee.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Peaches come in a tree. They were put there by a bee.
Yay! Thank you, viewer, for. Oh wait, where's? Come on, show up! Yay! Thank you, viewer, for commenting.
All right.
We like that.
oh,
Yay!
summer festivals. There's a thing. Those are okay. I'm all right with that. I actually saw Presidents of the United States for free in Charlotte, North Carolina several years ago because they have this like summertime like NASCAR thing in downtown Charlotte, and it used to be better than it is because they haven't had any really good names in like 7 or 8 years. But for a couple years there, I saw some solid concerts. Man, I saw Cheap Trick, I saw Joan Jett, I saw Presidents of the United States. Like I saw several very good free concerts at that thing.
Yeah.
So summer concerts. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, Asheville used to have an amazing festival that they don't do anymore called Bell Share.
Yes, we were just talking about that the other night.
And we went, like, it was still going on when we first moved here. We went and we saw Jason Isbell in the 400 unit. We saw Cowboy Mouth. Those are the 2 that I could think of. And I know we saw a ton of other stuff. And it was super fun. But then they stopped doing it. That's sad.
I mean, they thought, and I think they thought when they quit doing that there would be another festival to pick up the slack. And nothing really ever happened. But, anyway, summer festivals, that's fun. Hey, we forgot, you were on holidays, and we talked about 4th of July. There's a new holiday.
Juneteenth.
Well, I mean, it's not really new, but
it's not new. It's a very
it's a
old
new
holiday.
It's a new federal holiday. What I mean, it's newly recognized by the feds.
It's newly recognized by white people.
Yeah, we just heard about it.
So, yes, Juneteenth, which we would have just celebrated on Saturday, right?
Right? Yeah.
It commemorates the emancipation of enslaved people in the U.S., and frankly, I am 100% for that
I mean,
celebration.
who the fuck? What kind of asshole do you have to be against another damn day off of work?
Also, what kind of asshole do you have to be to not want to celebrate the day that people became free?
Right?
Like, that's also a certain level of asshole.
It sure is.
Also, I still want to point out, this is a question I've always had, being someone who was not alive during enslavement. What did they think was going to happen? What did they think was going to happen when they enslaved an entire group of people? Did they think that was going to end well?
Yeah.
Of course it doesn't end well.
I mean, yeah, you can look. I guess if you've studied, as they say, I guess those who fail history have to repeat it or something like that.
Yeah. So, and of course, summer is also, as I'm wearing the shirt here, y'all means all. Summer, of course, June is also Pride Month.
That's right.
Which we are celebrating. I decided to donate some money to the HRC, where a very good friend of mine works, but that's not the only reason I donated money to them. But I also donated money to get this sweet t-shirt because I liked it.
Yeah. The premium swag when you give at a certain level is always a plus.
Always. Also, once you donate something to the HRC, you will get all their emails forever and ever, every day.
Also, and whether or not you donate the next year, you'll get stickers and/or return address labels.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would really love to. That's one thing HRC does. They do not, and I wish they would.
Oh, we got return address labels at our house
from HRC.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, they have a little equal sign.
I'm gonna write my friend David, and I'm gonna say, why don't I
get
get
it? Where are my return
address labels? Damn it!
Yeah.
All right, David, get on that. I want return address labels. Okay, we are running out of time.
I've got fan ticks on me since talking.
I know, right? So, okay, real quick, what are your favorite summer foods? What do you like to eat
Well, I said peaches.
Yeah, you
Peaches
did
and homemade
say-
ice cream. Both of
Oh,
those.
I guess those are foods, yes.
Um,
For some reason, I associate summer with angel food cake.
yeah, I guess that's true. I probably don't eat that any other time. Strawberry, like with strawberries on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even like strawberries, but I'll eat strawberries on angel food cake.
Strawberries are one of my favorite fruits. They're like about fifth down, but they're in the top 5, you know. Pineapples also.
So this is an invitation to Heather, I assume, or anybody, I guess, if you want to.
Yeah,
'cause
anybody who wants to come to Asheville.
Yeah, because we're gonna go see Modest Mouse in October.
I'm not going to go see Modest Mouse. They're going to go see Modest Mouse.
We are. Matt and me.
I saw that concert and I was actually moderately excited because, hey, concerts are a thing again. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm not really crazy about Modest Mouse. I'm not going to spend the money on that.
Also, though, I think Matt told me you were thinking about going to see Southern Culture in the
I will
Skins
go
with
see
us,
that one, yes.
which is in December, which
That's-
is not
yes.
this summer.
I'm actually going to see a concert this weekend. To be honest
Ooh,
with you.
that's
So,
exciting.
Over
Okay.
at the Moog store.
Oh,
There's a band called Cold Choir, which is a local band, and they're kind of goth, synthy, sort of dark wave sort of thing. Anyway, I'm taking my son over to see that all ages show at the Moog store,
nice, which is like right over there.
right over there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll park in front of your house and walk over there.
You are welcome to do that.
Because I was trying to think, like, where the fuck am I going to park? Because there's no parking over there.
It's not even a mile, I don't think.
Probably no.
Maybe
It's
about a mile.
whatever. That's negligible to me.
Sure. I say go for it. All right, we are officially running out of time.
Okay, then.
Because I know that we do, in fact, have some end of show business to do. We do not have a mailbag this week. We're not
Okay.
going to make Bill eat anything weird.
Well, that's okay.
But this time-
it wasn't unpleasant.
That may happen again in the future. just
Yeah,
so you
I
know.
won't eat any mollusks that you tell me to eat,
That's,
though. I'll be
I
like,
mean,
sorry.
chances are if we have mollusks in the house, we're probably not going to be eating them.
Well, I'm telling you, if you have mollusks in the house, I won't be eating them.
I will not. I mean, I'm not against eating. Well, I mean, I don't love mollusks.
Yeah, I can't think of a single one I'm crazy about eating. I mean, I like octopuses as friends. You know, they're cool and they're smart. You know, I'm not going to eat any more.
They're
of them.
friends, not food.
Yeah,
Friends, not
exactly.
food. But, so we don't have a mailbag, but I still want to encourage people, if you have a thought or an idea, not only just a question for us, but if you have a topic you want to see us do an opinion about,
Yeah.
send them our way, because I'm working on the schedule for the rest of the year, so send us some ideas, and we might do them.
Yeah, get them in there now.
Yep.
Or
Before it's
or
too
lose
late.
out forever.
Yep.
Or until next year at least. You're gonna be on the spring session if you wait. So
Exactly. But I do know, Bill, that you have things that are extra today.
yeah, you know, I talked about Facebook last week, but I'm talking about it again this week because I keep getting like so last weekend I spent all weekend in Facebook jail for cracking wise about there was a Star Trek meme and it had a picture of the old Klingons or something, you know, like from the 60s where they were just like blackface beatniks or whatever the fuck they used to be, like, you know?
Yeah.
And I had because they just looked like beatniks with blackface, I was like, I wrote some little comment under it and I put it in quotes to mean like, this is the guy in the picture talking, right? And it was like, yeah, you dig, Kurt? We're gonna kill you, man. You know,
Right.
Daddy-o, or some shit like that. And the bots at Facebook, I guess they saw the word "kill you," and they were like, "All right, you're out of here for 3 days." And I was like, "Motherfucking!" I tried to appeal to them, like, "Hey, please send this up the line to a damn human being so they can read this shit and know that I'm not like." Anyway, this week, oh my god, like, so the other day, I actually narrowly averted Facebook jail. I actually got out on bail or whatever. You know, I don't know what, like, you know, but oh my god, I was commenting similarly. There's a horror host on Saturday nights named Sven Gooley out of Chicago, and he posts this thing about what show he's going to be playing this weekend. And it was like Dracula and some cowboy or some, I don't know what the hell it was, some crazy movie. And I had recently, like in the last year, I'd watched another movie on Sven Gooley one night. You know, it was Dracula versus Billy the Kid. And there was a scene in that one where this guy was, I guess it was Billy Kid actually, was shooting Dracula, and when the bullets ran out, and the bullets didn't do anything because Dracula's a vampire, when he ran out of bullets, he throws the gun at Dracula, right? And I've seen this in a couple of movies actually, where somebody runs out of bullets and they throw the gun, which seems like the dumbest fucking thing on earth, but it happens in movies. Like, I don't think even real life ever does that.
No.
But because you
I mean,
gotta go retrieve your fucking
Yeah, because
gun.
then you don't have a gun.
Like, I guess I could see it like if it was in, like they were in your house and it was a hand-to-hand combat situation. You're just desperately trying to get them to stop coming at you.
Well, then you do like the headbutt thing, right?
Something, yeah, I don't know, yeah, but I could see like using it as a melee weapon. Like then I wouldn't let go of it. I wouldn't throw it at them. I'd hit them
Be
several
bashing
times.
them, right?
Yeah,
Just like little
pistol
like
whip them, as they
fist,
say.
yes, pistol whip. That's what
Yeah, I
I'm
would do
for.
that, right? But I wouldn't necessarily give up the gun, right? Anyways, so Spenguli says I'm playing this show this weekend, and it's gonna be Dracula versus some cowboy, something. And I was like, oh God, I hope the guy shoots all the bullets and then throws the gun at him. That's a fun trope. And immediately I got the little warning. You're gonna be in Facebook jail, and I was like, "What the? Oh, Jesus Christ, you fucking Facebook bots!" So I'm saying this is my plea.
Right, because they saw bullets, gun, yeah.
They were like, "Oh my God, well he's threatening violence, people." I'm talking about a fucking stupid B movie. Jesus, like this is not real. Get a grip. So anyway, this is my plea to Zuckerberg to get your damn bots in line because Facebook jail's getting out of hand, and if I get Facebook jailed like 3 more times, I'm going away to Facebook prison, and then I'm done on Facebook probably.
And then we will have to go through a lengthy trial.
Yes,
where
the whole thing. I'm going to take it to Facebook Supreme Court.
Yeah, we are.
And listen, I know several lawyers, so I'm gonna have a whole team put together. This will not stand.
This will not stand. This will not stand. All right. On that note, it is 8 p.m.
And
we're gonna
get
go.
off of this show.
We're gonna eat a pizza.
We're gonna go eat some pizzas.
Yes,
and
we
Laura's
are.
Speaking of eating weird things, I got Laura disgusting beer. It's supposed to taste good with pizza.
Yeah,
so
so
we'll see
it was called like pizza beer. It's not. It doesn't taste like pizza, but it was supposed to be good.
It says good with pizza. I think is what it's called or something.
So I'm curious and also skeptical.
I'm also curious
and skeptical. So there's that. So Bill, I think you've got some engineering notes. Will you take us away?
Yeah, I will. Bill Has Opinions is engineered and produced by Laura Lavoie. The opinions of Bill are his alone, unless Laura not in agreement with him, in which case I guess she agreed, or she's just humoring him, whatever. And vice versa. If she said something and Bill nodded, then he definitely agreed. He wasn't humoring. And let's see. We got. Don't blame our so-called sponsors for any of our nonsense because they're not paying us. Like those are just people we're just throwing a bone to right now. If you follow us on the YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a nasty comment below or whatever. If you follow us on Facebook, be sure to what is it on Facebook? It's like it, and I don't know, whatever. Send us mailbag questions. Share. There you go. Tell your friends. If people are like, hey, what's a good podcast to listen to? But this thing amuses the hell out of me, or mildly amuses me, whatever.
And
hashtag opinion gang. If you want to say something about us, go look at my Instagram. What is it? Is it Bill Perkins, B Perkins 74?
B Perkins 74, I believe.
Yeah, if you look at pictures of bugs and sandwiches and cosplay and shit.
And flowers. Flowers.
Right. Mostly bugs and flowers, but a little bit of cosplay and sandwiches. That's all I got to say about that, folks.
Also, by the way, under Wheezing Girl on Instagram,
mostly pictures of beer.
Mostly beer and tiki cocktails.
Oh, no, sorry, the cat's on.
The cat has her own Instagram, which you can
right.
follow at More Toasts Posts. So also do that. All right, that's unrelated though, but still, hashtag.
It is a thing. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
we'll see you
everybody.
next week. Remember the new time for all you people who left out and had to watch it reruns.
7 p.m. Monday nights. Moving forward. See you next week.
We'll catch you then.
Bye.